Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher, thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and it is Monday, which means it is hashtag Morissette Monday, where we just fawn and are in awe over the amazingness that is the vocal talents of Miss Morissette Amon. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to my followers over on Patreon. I cannot begin to thank you for all your support, and hopefully I'll continue to make content you'll want to support in the future. Now, it's been a while since I've done a Morissette Monday reaction. It's been a while since I recorded a lot of reactions. I haven't really recorded anything in July, but I'm getting back into the swing of things, and we're going to just dive on in. I've had so many requests to do so many things from her and a lot of other people. But I've noticed in a lot of the requests lately, she's been covering musical theater songs, and I'm like, okay, let's get into this. I know she's done Defying Gravity, but this one struck me. It's caught my attention because I freaking adore this song. This song is one of my favorite songs to listen to sing. I've sung it at a number of different venues. I've sung it on a number of different occasions. It's just such a beautiful song, and like, I know what it means in the context of the show from Waitress. If you haven't seen the show, it's a fantastic show. If you have seen the show, then you know what I'm talking about. But I know what the song means in the context of Waitress, and it's just such a powerful moment at that particular point in time. But even outside of the context of the musical, like, you can apply it to so many different, like, the lyrics aren't written in a way. Sarah Bareilles really did her thing with this song. She's such an amazing songwriter, such an amazing singer. I adore her. But the lyrics aren't written in a way that it's so specific to Waitress, where, like, if you took it out of context, it wouldn't make sense. Like, there's a lot of metaphors, you know, baking, cooking, whatnot, which obviously apply to that setting, but it's still written so openly that you can take it out of context of the musical, and you can just apply it to so many different. You can tell so many different stories with these same lyrics, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sometimes I'll be in a certain headspace and I'll feel some type of way about the song. I'll be in another headspace, I'll feel a different way about the song, and you know, it's just a beautiful song. So I'm excited to see what Morissette's gonna do with it, and we're just gonna dive in and we're gonna see.
Doesn't it feel amazing to be in love? Wow! Staray! Ako talaga! Anyways, going back to the, you know, serious Morissette. Not a lot of you guys know that I actually have a little theater background. Back in, I think, 2012, I had my very first musical theater experience being cast for Repertory Philippines production of Disney's Camp Rock the Musical.
I did come across that when I was looking for this.
To take the part of Michi Torres, which was portrayed by Demi Lovato in the original movie. Oh, wait, what's that? Ano? Sample? Oh, sige, wait.
She's adorable.
Ako nagkasakit dun. This is real, this is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be now. Gonna let the light shine on me. Now I found who I am.
It's crazy how much like Demi she's sounding right now.
No more hiding who I wanna be. This is me. Yeah, I remember having so much fun, but I really did grow as a performer from that experience, and it was just really priceless. Just imagine just having to remember everything from the blocking, and then we also have choreography, our lines, and then all those
music,
power vocal songs, and not to mention
like solos,
we're
background vocals.
We even, like, sometimes
musical theater
is
in
the theater do.
It's not for the faint of heart. It should be an Olympic sport as well.
Do everything themselves backstage. So in my part, I also had to think about just all the quick changes I had to do for the show, and It was crazy. Yeah, I definitely learned so much from that experience, and
especially if it's not
so
a professional production of something. Like,
and
you
I am
got to
looking
do so
forward
much
to
on your
hopefully
own. Like,
doing
you
it
got to
all
get yourself
again
dressed,
someday.
hair, makeup,
Anyways,
all that kind of
I
stuff.
would
There
love
aren't
to
people
sing
to
for
do
you
that for you. You
guys
got
a
to do all
song
this stuff
that's
by yourself.
from a
So
newer musical. Well, not very
not bad
new,
boy.
but this was actually based on a movie back in the 2000s and was adapted and brought to the theater with music written by Sarah Bareilles. This is She Used to Be Mine from the musical The Waitress. It's not simple to say that most days I don't recognize me, that these shoes and this apron, that place and its patrons have taken more than I gave them. It's not easy to know I'm not anything that I used to be, although it's true I was never attention sweet center. I still remember that girl. She's imperfect, but she tries. She is good, but she lies. She is hard on herself. She is broken and won't ask for help. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She is all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine. And it's not what I ask for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. And now I got you. You're not what I asked for. If I'm honest, I know I would give it all back for a chance to start over and rewrite an ending or two. For that girl that I know who'll be reckless just enough, who gets hurt but who learns how to toughen up when she's bruised and gets used by a man who can't love. And then she'll get stuck and be scared of the life that's inside her, getting stronger each day. Till it finally reminds her to fight just a little, to bring back the fire in her eyes. That's been good, but she used to be mine. Ah, she used to be mine. She is messy, but she's kind. She is lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She is gone, but she used to be mine.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. Like I said, it's one of my favorite songs just in general to sing, to listen to. I love hearing different people's take on the song, because like it's just such a beautiful song, and I love hearing amazing singers put their twist, put their take on it, their interpretation on the song, how they interpret the lyric in that moment. It's always interesting for me, because sometimes people take it somewhere I never would have even imagined. They'll do things that I wouldn't have thought of, and it makes me just kind of reevaluate that lyric or that part of the song, and like, okay, maybe I can try something similar like that, or you know what, like it gives me ideas, and it's nice to get fresh, a fresh perspective on a song that's been sung millions of times over by millions of people at this point. But Morissette, she did a fantastic job. She did exactly what I expected her to do with it. Only thing that I would change about it is going into the second chorus. I would dial back some of the growling. Like at that point, like, we're building up, the song's building up, it's building up to that big crescendo, that big note. Gone used to be mine. We're building up to that moment in that whole second chorus, and so like momentum's going, the power is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So like there are places in that for growling and that power belting and whatnot, but I feel like in the earlier parts of that second chorus, she might have incorporated the growl a few too many times, just for my own personal tastes. I feel like it didn't need all of that. But then in the second half of that chorus, of that second chorus, when we were approaching that big belty note and whatnot, I felt like that was perfection. I felt like the amount of growling and just vocal things that she was doing was perfect at that point. I felt like it fit perfectly. But for that first half of that second chorus, I would have dialed back some of those growly things. But that's just me being nitpicky in minor things. Do those growls in the first half of that second chorus make the performance bad? Not at all. Her vocals are still impeccable, still fantastic. I loved in the first verse, because that whole first verse and chorus are very story driven. Like it's very soft and all about how you're interpreting lyrics. It's not so much about being powerful or about being belty or any of that kind of stuff. So there were a lot of subtle, nuanced things she was doing with her voice in that first verse and chorus that were beautiful. Dynamics, the vocal dynamics were spot on. Like there was soft, there was loud, there was quiet, there was an in-between, there were these transitions, there was crescendoing and just kind of pulling it back really, really fast, and it was just like there were so many like different little subtle things that she was doing as she was, storytelling. Some of her vocal onsets, when she would kind of do like a little cry leading into a vocal phrase. It's not simple to say. I can't think of a particular one, but like there are certain things that you do leading into the phrases and coming out of the phrases. Like it's just subtle little things here and there that just made it all about this character, all about the character, the song, and just telling that story. And it was beautiful, beautifully done. And then of course her belts at the end, and then she coming out of that big note, used to be mine. Like she did that whole little arrangement a little bit differently, and then she actually took it up, which I'm not saying that I wasn't expecting, but like I've said in a number of other reactions with songs that like are part of my repertoire, like I have a blueprint of the song in my head, so I know where I expect it to go, where I would take it, or where I'm going to go with it. So when other people go elsewhere with it, it's like, oh, that's a pleasant surprise. So when she took it up even higher at that point, she was doing some other little fancy things up there, I was like, okay, I see you, girl. Pleasant surprise. Go on ahead with your bad self. But yeah, vocals were fantastic. Storytelling was fantastic. Everything was fantastic. Great job. I just dialed back some of those growls in that second chorus, but other than that, fantastic. So great job, Morissette. And everything she was saying about, just musical theater and how it helped her grow as a performer and whatnot, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. Like, unless you've had that firsthand experience in musical theater, you may not understand just how much work it is, how difficult it can be, especially if it's something you're not being paid for. If it's just something you're doing for the joy of it, or because you might have gotten roped into it, or whatever the case is. But if it's something that you're just doing of your own free time and whatnot, it is so much work. There are so many countless hours that you're dedicating to rehearsals in the actual rehearsal space, and time you have to spend outside, because the actual rehearsal happens once you leave the rehearsal room. Like, it happens when you're doing your homework by yourself and you're learning your own parts. You got to learn lines, you got to learn music, you got to learn, solos, harmonies, all that kind of stuff. You got to learn choreography, you got to learn blocking, like she was saying, and there's just so much that goes into it. And it does help you grow as a performer. It does help give you a better appreciation for all of the people around you. It helps give you a better appreciation for the people who aren't on stage but who are making this production even better. Your lighting team, your sound team, costumers and all that kind of stuff. The people who don't always get all the accolades and things that they should, but they still play an equally important part in making the show fantastic. So musical theater definitely helps you grow as a person. It's not for everybody. There's lots of things in the world that help people grow as people. But yeah, so I like that she pointed that out. But yeah, great job, Morissette. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications so you'll be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys. Hey guys, don't forget to check out the playlist on my channel for all of your favorite reaction videos. We've got playlists for Morissette Amon, Kelly Clarkson, Katrina Velarde, Tori Kelly, and more, so be sure to check them out.